Hey everybody, Gym Reviewer here, and today we're going to go over some of my top and really favorite products from Titan Fitness. Without further ado, first product is the Titan Series Power Rack, and Titan has made this rack in a few new colors, which is really cool. In the past, all Titan options have just been a kind of matte black color. And now to offer it in black, blue, kind of an orangish yellow, red, gray, and white is pretty sweet. And it's interesting because they are making the uprights colored, and then the cross members are not colored, as are the pull-up bars and the attachments. So it gives it an interesting look. Other companies like Rep and Rogue, the cross members are usually defaulted colored, or you can pick the color like on Rep. But this gives it a cool look. I actually do kind of like the look that this puts off, because at the end of the day, most of your attachments are going to be black. So by having cross members black and your pull-up bar is automatically black most of the time, it makes it pretty cool. I like this product because, again, it's the universal 3x3 system, works out really well, and the distance between the edge of this left upright and the edge of the front right upright is roughly 48 inches, which is an inch less than Rogue's, 1 inch greater than Rep Fitness's. And in my opinion, this is kind of a nice sweet spot between helping avoid your plates hitting the sides of the rack when you rack. As you can see, it even looks a little tight here. In my opinion, actually 47 inches, what Sorinex and Rep Fitness do, are my favorite, and that's why I went with the Rep Fitness racks in the end. But 48 inches is also pretty nice. 49 inches I have on a few of my racks, like the Rogue half rack, or the Rogue SM 2.0, which is the half rack variation. I also have another version of that half rack, and I also have the Bridge Built half rack, which is also 49 inches wide. So I have experience with both. Just know this is 48 inches. Cool factor. And man, this rack is nice. I mean, I like how the Titan kind of copied or took some pointers from the Rep or from the Rogue and Sorinex versions. I like how these upper cross members are flush with the top beam. Looks really nice, that nice box. Rep Fitnesses doesn't have that, so it does look a little different on Reps, but I like what Titan's doing there. So this is the first product I really like from Titan. And something to note are there are guides out there which will explain, like compatibility guides, and we'll link to them and so on, or products that are compatible with this as well. And next product. This is the T3 Series Folding Power Rack by Titan Fitness. And this is one you don't hear a lot of buzz about, in my opinion. I do like it. There are a lot of companies making this. It's not, unique to Titan. But the price is attractive with the base price of $341.97. That being said, the depth of the rack is a big factor. If we go with the 41-inch depth rack, you are opening a lot of options for the use. Also for storage, it does change up a bit your footprint when it's closed up, so that is something to note. But the biggest factor, in my opinion, that the 41-inch depth rack allows you is to really flat bench in this rack and feel good about it. The problem with the 21-inch rack, depth rack, is to get the bench into a flat position with safety spotter arms and so on can be kind of difficult. Another thing to note is if you do have safety spotter arms on this rack, which I would go with because I wouldn't risk training without them, especially for things like bench and stuff like that, is this bottom bracket is pretty high up in the photo. Now, we might have to talk with or check out the manual or talk with the Titan reps to see why it's like that. I don't think it's for safety reasons. Personally, I would put it lower. Just check up with Titan, make sure that that goes to code with their intentions, because putting safety bars on this rack with these two nuts right here, and obviously here and here, they block the ability for your safety spotter arms to go far down. So it might hinder the ability for them to work well on bench press and so on. Just some food for thought. But cool product. and I think it should get a little more love. It's not the easiest to fold up and put away, but it's definitely a lot better than, something like this if you're trying to park your car in a one-car garage, It opens up a lot of factors. Also, a cool option is as a second rack. If you want to have friends come by and work out, or you just want a pull-up bar that's always available, or then, turn into a rack when you have people, this is a cool option and one I would consider. Next product is the lat tower. I have 2 of these. And we recently actually got rid of one because it's kind of taking up a lot of space. And I realized I didn't love this enough to keep 2. I do want to upgrade and get something nicer in the future, so I figured why not just offload one of them. That being said, I do love it. It's still a great piece of equipment, but there are some things I would change. From what I understand, on the newer variations of this selectorized lat tower by Titan, one of the problems I had, I'll explain, is that my bottom pulley and my top pulley were too far apart, meaning my cable would often slip out of the pulley system to the side, to one side or the other. And that's a big problem if you want to have friends or neighbors come over and train with you, and all of a sudden they're doing a heavy lift and they didn't know that they have to put tension on the cable, and the cable slips out and they go to put the weight back in, and your cable starts shredding on nuts or in between and gets stuck. I mean, that's a problem. And so I heard Titan has fixed this. Some of you guys mentioned on our previous video. If that's the case, that's amazing. Another few things they could work on is, when I purchased these a while ago, it came with a really basic, cheap lat pull-down bar that I was not a fan of. And also it comes with this chain here and a carabiner. Now, what I would like Titan to do, and what I ended up doing anyway, was I upgraded and got their stainless steel version of the lat bar. And that's like basic stuff. I mean, you're using a really nice product. You want that. Something else to note, and hopefully, you guys mentioned below, if you've had this product and you purchased it really recently, let us know. But last I checked, the foam padding on these and the seat are kind of smushy. And in regards to range of motion, a really tall guy is going to have difficulty on this. If he's also training with a really short guy, you're just going to have to know how many links to switch so that your bar is at the right height. If you guys want to get full range of motion in your workouts and, make use of your time, that's my recommendation. If you don't care about full range of motion and reps, then doesn't matter. Tall guys, short guys train together and don't switch the height and distance, but that's something that we have trouble with a lot. So just something to consider because of the height. This isn't a very high, I believe it's 87 inches tall, the full rack, meaning the travel distance for this plus a 300 stack. The stack takes up a lot of space. And so you only have this amount of travel for cable distance, right? Your cable can only go down that far because it's a 1-to-1 ratio, I believe. So yeah, some food for thought. Next product is Titan's Functional Trainer. And this is a product that I've had my eye on for a while. I haven't pulled the trigger. I'm really pushed between this and the rep option, or the idea of upgrading to something at a whole different level like the Prime Fitness Functional Trainer or the Free Motion one. But I think this is one of Titan's nicest products that they offer, and I think it was really cool that they supposedly offer, it includes all these different attachments. Now that's something unique. A lot of companies don't offer that, so way to go, Titan. And at $2,600 with free shipping, always, and a 1-year warranty, it's appealing. It has definitely some appeal along with it that comes with it. And I believe these do have the same, the same pulleys as the lat tower, and if that's so, these nice, beautiful red pulleys. That's good. I really enjoyed those pulleys on our lat tower. So enough about pulleys. Moving on. This is one that almost no one talks about. And actually, this is the product I get the most hyped about from Titan. And I've had 2 of these, just so you guys know. I had the V1 version, and then I went and upgraded and got these plastic inserts to put into my V1 version because it didn't come with it, and my bars were getting all scraped up. And I realized that the plastic inserts did not fit in the V1 version. And so I got rid of the V1 version, and some guy got it for a really nice deal because I had no use for it. And I upgraded to this V2 version of the 9 bar holder. And for $99, roughly, depending on when you buy it, for 9 bars, this is an excellent deal. And honestly, there are different, more expensive options out there. I think this is the best option. Because it's so nice. You just put it in a corner. All your bars are there. You can put, one of the difficulties I do have is putting a safety squat bar along with a hex bar and, an Ohio bar, an Ohio power bar, and all these different, and like adjustable handles. It gets kind of crowded. If you do just have, though, regular bars, it's beautiful. Or kind of like this kabuki styled bar with, something I'd say again is having a hex bar in this and a safety squat bar makes it kind of tight and not as nice to use. Also, this bar in the middle can be difficult to get to. Oh yeah, nice curl bars got here. Is that an axle bar? Looks like. Okay, moving on. Okay, you guys want to know the gist. I have 18 of these in 45 pounds increments and 18 25-pound plates. So a total of 36 pound color urethane bumper plates by Titan. You could do the math on that if you want to figure out how much we spent, roughly. And I want to say, these, even though we don't use them, if I did it again, I probably wouldn't recommend you buy 18 and 18. We're doing that because of the gym build we're doing and so on. But would I buy a set of these for my home gym? Absolutely. These are by far my favorite plates. And I love that they're urethane. If you've had rubber, then you'll know why I love that these are urethane. Rubber plates reek. Okay, I have rubber plates from Rep, and urethane almost smells good, but rubber, it just absolute stench. It's a stench. Like your home gym, you're training, and you want to run. You want to go somewhere else. But we're building home gyms, garage gyms, and commercial gyms, so people want to be there. So buying rubber options, due to the stench and due to the oily slime that gets on them, even after a year or 2 years of sitting in your space, if you have the money, in my opinion, put it out there and get urethane. That's how much I hate rubber. But this is a really cool option. I love the colors. The colors pop in your gym, and that's why that's why I believe Titan uses them in a lot of their photos. And I do like how the Titan Fitness logo, is not colored on these plates. It's really subtle, So your gym looks good. It looks nice. And I believe that is the case. I'll have to go back and check up on our plates in the garage, but I'm pretty sure they're just like this now to this day, like if you guys were to buy them right now. And it's cool. Titan offers sets, Something I would like to note is that your 10-pound plates are of a different height. Excuse me. Of a different height. All the plates are 450 millimeters except for the 10-pound plates. And 450 millimeters is your standard International Weightlifting Federation, etc. size, which is great. Because you know that when you're deadlifting, it's at the right height. When you're doing clean snatches, whatever, your bar is set up at the right height, technically, for international measurements. The problem is your 10-pound plate is 415 millimeters. As you can see the height difference there. And for some people, that doesn't matter. In general, it's not a huge deal. If you have 10-pound plates and you've trained in a gym, you know that 10-pound plates bend and break very easily. So having a bar with just 10-pound plates might not be the best option if it's being used on the floor. And having that size is one of the only reasons why it would matter. The height difference is if it's being used on the floor or on some kind of surface, right? So not a huge deal. I've actually considered so many times just pulling the trigger and buying a bunch of 10-pound plates to finish off our set. So I'd have 10, 25s, and 45s. Sorry if I said 20s. I meant 25 pounds. I'm thinking kilograms, and if you guys are going from pounds to kilos, wow, it can be confusing. It's actually pretty efficient for lifting because the kilos are super easy to use with a 20 kg bar. But that aside, yeah, these are a cool plate, and I highly recommend them. And of course, the urethane dumbbells by Titan. A lot of companies, of course, are pumping these out. Titan offers a cool selection. One of the things I don't like is how many of them are out of stock at the time of this video. Feel free to check back up. All of them may be in stock. The thing that I do like about this is you can pick what increments you want. Like if you want a 70-pound, 60, 50, 40s, and so on, you can pick them up. What I did was when I got my 1.5 sets from Rep Fitness, we just went with you buy the set at once, which makes it easier for checking out. The problem is the good problem is with companies like Microgains, you can now pick up sets in 10-pound increments and then have all the various increments just by picking up some Microgain plates. So yeah, could be a cool option. And these are practically the same exact option that Rogue and Rep Fitness offer, and pretty much any other company you see that has this square box with these the lettering inside, or the numbers. And they, again, don't have that horrible rubber smell that we all hate. And they smell pretty good. The knurling is okay. It's comfortable. It's very, fine. If you do have a ring on, which I don't know why I'd be training with the ring, but when we have people train in our gym and they have a ring on, it has scratched up the knurling specifically on the dumbbells. And I'm sure other bars, but we noticed it really on the dumbbells. So just something to consider. And next option. This is something I really like from Titan. We know that Rep recently came out with their open trap bar as well. This is Titan's variation. And I've been hearing that the knurling is pretty sharp for some people, which could be good. It could also just be poor machining, which I've experienced with other Titan bars. I've had one of their hex bars, which is a more simple variation of this. The knurling was sharp, but to the point where it wasn't intelligently sharp. It was just sharp because of the poor machining. There are grinds, and you put your hand on it, and you get bits of knurl on your hands. But that was my experience, at least. Something to note with this bar that might bother you, it might be good. Me, it kind of bothers. Well, first of all, you have two different grip diameters. One is 32 millimeters, one is 38. For note, a 28.5 or 28 or 29 millimeter grip is what your standard Olympic bars are going to be at. So these are both thicker than an Olympic grip. Now, something to note is you are almost always doing pulls at a height. Hold on, let's go back to this photo. Your pulls are not at the height of your barbell. As you can see, you're either at a deficit or you're above the bar. There's no option that I can see here for someone to do pulls at level with the opening of the weight plate or where a bar would normally sit. As you can see, it's above. Your handle is above and this handle is below. So technically, even if you flipped it around to get the thicker grip, you're still doing trap bar deadlifts at a different height, and that also limits your range of motion going down. So that would bother me, and that would be something that would potentially stop me from picking up this bar. It does help with balance, though, because that's just the physics of it. If you've ever held one of those birds or one of those little teeter-totters on your finger, and you see how it bounces perfectly, and that's just the physics of it. But $329 is an attractive price compared to some other options in the market. Maybe not so attractive compared to the rep version, but I still think it's pretty cool that the Titan's offering this. And who knows, you may like this one a little better. I do love how they did the sleeves, of course, and some kind of steel covered variant. And obviously you have a bolt together assembly for shipping, which will make it easier to ship for free, and obviously brings down that price so you don't have to pay as much into the bar because there's free shipping, and this gives you a smaller box. And of course, this is one of the coolest options, that you can load plates and swing it up and then put the bar up back down and load plates. But that's one of the cool options with the open trap bar, plus the maybe even hundreds of exercises you could do. And it appears to be rackable as well. As you can see, this gap between where the plate would sit and the handles and so on, for different trap work. And yeah, as you can see, that does look kind of ugly, that gap right there, but it has a use. And yeah, let's go. Keep moving on. Safety squat bar by Titan Fitness. I have this bar. I will say, I'm not 100% satisfied with it. One of the problems is your camber drop is not large enough, in my opinion. And so using it without your hands, like if you want to hold on to something for support, the bar will either teeter on your back to the point where you think it's going to fall, and like totally not, like it gives you not a cool experience knowing that the bar is about to fall, and you can feel it like, oh, is it going to fall now? Is it going to fall now? And it's just not a good experience. Hands-on, it's a great bar, like when you keep your hands on the handles. But it was disappointing to see that it wouldn't stay on my back when my hands are off it, which limits a lot of the movements you can do with it. But if that's not a factor for you, this is one of the best deals on a safety squat bar. And if you really want hands off, then obviously you have options like the Mars bar or the Elite FTS one, but the Mars bar really takes the gold cup on that one for hands off. But hands on, really attractive deal, plus free shipping, which is always nice, and a lot of photos down here if you want to check it out. And also on the website, guys, if you want to check out any of these products, any of our reviews, we're constantly building out gymreviewer.com, making it better, and trying to help out a lot of you guys, because I know how it's like purchasing equipment, returning equipment, and purchasing again more equipment. And that's why we're here, trying to give you guys, more information, things that we learn, things that we like about products and so on. And we'll catch you on the next one. Out.